How are we looking over there? All right, call the meeting to order. You have 10:02.
Now 10:03.
10:03. What's the date? Where are we? What's my name?
To date, it's March 6th.
Okay.
Three more calls this morning today about the decimal point mistake. She said my assessment went up. My taxes are $7,000.
No, I got some hot ones too.
Oh, I know.
Deflected them, and then a couple of them went to Kevin. I don't know how mad they were.
I stopped.
Anywho, let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yay.
Okay. We have a roll call, please, Clerk Kern.
Treasurer Hobbs.
Here.
Supervisor Bertrand.
Here.
Clerk Kern. Here. Trustee Detmer. Excused. And Trustee Monet. I guess excused.
Steve's on a joyride today.
I had that
Yeah.
lousy. He sent me an individual one too.
Okay,
and I said,
remember, hey, we're on tape.
Oh, that's right. We're on tape.
Let's, let's not kick the prison system around right now. Okay, so you have an agenda.
Well, board comments.
I have only one in so much as that I haven't been at your meetings. I have complete faith that you guys did a great job. I gave my input, so I don't really have additional things as far as today.
My input or my comment would be I'd like to thank Ms. Scott for having patience with us because we asked some questions that maybe weren't normal, but we got answers to everything and we hashed through most of our stuff without an issue. It was very much on her shoulders and she helped us a great deal.
Anything in board comments from you, Kevin, or?
No, I guess the only thing I've got is, I just had one question. I forgot to ask Pam when I met with her, but we can, as we go through this, we can I can address it then.
So, after the comments to the business of the budget, I wanted to tell you guys, last year when we did one, or when we did the draft, much less detailed, but we sent it to UHY, that consulting firm, and they gave us a 2-day turnaround, pointed out 4 or 5 things that we still needed to take a hard look at. I intend to do that today, so whatever, if we come up with this draft today, it would go on the counter out there for public review. It would go on the webpage, and I would send it to them and tell them if you can do that quick turnaround, that'd be great.
So we got approval of a previous budget meeting. That was the one from last week. You all got minutes on it.
Probably. Did you mail them to my house? No, I'm just kidding.
No, you've been in since, I don't have a copy with me. I do there, and it is on, it's on share, yeah. His was in his box, so.
It's all right. I actually gave my input. You guys talked with her, some okay, some changes. She hit middle ground. As far as I'm concerned, we're good to go.
No,
because we still can change it, and we can change it after the fact even, so.
So, make motion to accept the previous budget meeting minutes.
I'll second. If you're making one.
Yeah. Bertrand. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
3 ayes. Then we've got only the approval of the agenda for today. And the
Yeah, so-
agenda is just the continuation.
No, it's open discussion, and then we'll do a motion and approve it as a draft. Like I said, I'm not even really gonna look, I already looked once, made my suggestions, you guys added. This is what we came up with as a board.
We added and took away, and everybody was happy when we left the room, and that's the best you can hope for. Yeah. So, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second?
Second by Hobbs. All in favor?
Huh?
Aye.
3 ayes. Okay. Continual adjustments of budget numbers along with explanations. Do we have any more? You said you had a question or two.
So, yeah, Pam, man, you can direct me. Where is our building? Yeah, which?
249.
249.
Sam, is your mic on?
I am.
Yeah.
That's 249.
249.
And if
One
I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but yeah.
You good? It's right underneath the Parks and Rec, right here. Two, 4, 9 starts down here under non-departmental.
It's a small department.
Why am I not seeing it on?
It's just past the park, page 20, wait a minute. I don't have yours.
Ooh, we got
It's
page
page
numbers.
23 on mine, yeah.
Cool.
I decided to educate myself here.
That certainly helps.
249, okay, it's in the back.
Should be
here.
page 23.
Building, so this is, now, no, I meant this building. Like,
Okay.
what is this building?
Under
Fund.
101. Are you
101.
talking about for,
Like, when we painted and,
okay.
what,
So that is under 101, back on the front.
yep,
And it should be on 265, 101, 265. Because we talked about that the fund is the first 3 numbers, like general, fire, park, stuff like that. The second 3 numbers are, if they're 000, they're revenues. But other than that, they're a department.
Township,
like
okay, yeah.
treasurer, clerk, et cetera.
so.
And then the last 6 are account numbers.
So I had
Yes.
I forgot to mention this when we met. The repairs and maintenance, we've got it at 3,500.
Okay. Come on.
We're almost at 3,500 now. We're at 30.
Yeah, and what I forgot to mention is I believe we plan on doing this parking lot,
Oh, we
right?
do? Yeah?
Well, 3,500 is nowhere near gonna cover that.
Well, you're not going to be able to do that until after March. Oh, you're talking about for the budgeted part. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
the money we're gonna budget for the
Okay.
repairs and maintenance. So I believe the last quote we got to do it was, I wanna say, I could look it up, but I wanna say it was almost 5,000.
I think 5,000 was a round figure we were talking about anyways.
Well,
Yeah, so I think that number we need to increase.
I had understood you were going to do the professional and contractual services, that 3,000 right there, and combine that with repairs and maintenance to have enough. Was I wrong?
Well, 3 and 2 is 5.
Well, it's 3 and 3,500, so it's 6,500.
Oh, where was it? Wait a minute, 3,500. The
It's
other
on
one?
page 10.
Well, we made,
So you have professional and contractual services at 3,000.
yeah, all we have is, I have a question mark and Andrew because we spent 14 already.
Right,
Yeah,
but that was, yeah,
okay. Yeah, that was 35, okay.
that wasn't all Andrew, that was a lot of the extra pretty
Right.
stuff that you've
A
done.
lot of extra.
I just wanna make sure that we've got enough budgeted to do that, that's all.
Well, you have 6,500, so
We
that's,
approved it, I remember we approved it, didn't we approve it last
Oh, my
last
goodness.
year?
It got too late in the year.
Yeah.
For the guy to say.
We
He
said we
said
just
it-
pushed it off,
You didn't
Well,
want
we
to
already
go.
had approved, I just want to make sure the money was
Oh, we'll
there.
look it up in
Yeah.
the minutes. It's
So
in
you're
there.
talking about combining those two?
I'm talking about you can take the money out of both of them.
I would, couple more things happened through all of that. We didn't do it, but then I did get bids, and then it came down to, what are you talking, one coat or two? And I believe that there was some discrepancy in there where the quote was maybe, I'm just spitballing here, maybe the two-coat version, and then we were going to talk about what do we really need. Me, I'd be more comfortable if you bumped both of those by $1,000. Because if we're under, and who cares? We're not gonna, the money's not going anywhere. If that's a major change, pick one and bump it by a little, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't, I just want to make sure we got enough, that's all. I don't want to go
So-
over it.
So you think it's gonna be around 5,000,
That-
and you think it's gonna be more?
I don't know if 5,000 was two coats or one, sitting here right now.
Yeah, I'd have to pull, it's definitely 5-ish, I would say.
Okay,
So that was last year's number. You know, it's gonna go up this year, who knows, probably. So I'd be more comfortable right now. So what do we got in there, 65?
yes, with both of them.
35.
You also have a $2,000 in miscellaneous that you probably could include in there.
Personally, I'd rather not piecemeal.
So if you want to
Enough
take
in
that
one.
2,000 out of miscellaneous, you can add that right to that professional and contractual services and make that 5,000. And then if you need more, you can take it out of repairs and maintenance. What do you think about that?
That's fine with me.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
How much is allocated in the first fund you were talking about there,
The professional and contractual services or the miscellaneous?
the other one?
The repairs and maintenance?
Yes.
Okay, 3,500 in repairs and maintenance, 2,000 in miscellaneous.
Okay, I got that. To me, if we made it 5 in repairs and maintenance, I just don't like counting on pulling it from other places.
I
We certainly
understand.
can. Personally, I don't.
Yeah, I think,
I
I think it's
understand.
just cleaner pulling it from one line, than
Well,
having combined.
and you could do that. You could move that up to 5,000, and then if you need to, you can do the other. I just don't want to increase anything real too much because we have the revenue and the expenditures, and we have $8,000 more in revenue than we do in expenditures. So we just don't
the
want to go
total?
over there and go under that again.
It's easy, we
So-
just raise taxes.
kill the
Please,
treasurer.
please tell him that was a joke, on the,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So-
As if we could.
Professional and contractual is now 5. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, and
Okay.
miscellaneous is 0.
And the other one,
I'm sorry, that's not what I was suggesting. I was suggesting
you wanted
make it
repair
to
and
be
maintenance.
5 and leave the miscellaneous money
That's-
right there.
yeah. Miscellaneous.
Okay, so that's
So if we're
gonna-
getting real close to the wire, I get it. If there's other things, are there other things we need to adjust in that fund or not, do you know?
Maybe.
Okay, so I see your
So let's
apprehension.
let's keep going down to see what else we have. Because I do have one more thing that we really didn't address that's not. So what else do we have that we're looking at in the 101 fund?
You had,
I mean, you guys can obviously take these home, look them over, compare them to what you,
No, that was
said
the only thing I
before.
had was that, because it had slipped my mind.
anybody
About the
else
parking
have
lot.
anything else for that?
No,
Okay,
Excuse me, I gotta look at this for a minute.
okay. Where there's a yellow is the amended budget, so that's some of the places I'd like to amend the budget. I had a whole list, but now I've got to add a couple things to it. And this only goes until the end of February. So we got a whole nother month of stuff on there, because obviously we can't tell what's going to be in March until the end. So my question to you guys as a board is, I understand that the master plan has not been updated in several years, and it's required to be at least approved as is every 5 years. If you're gonna get it updated, you can't have the planning commission do it. You have to have like a professional do it, because they have to get all the maps, all the extra stuff. And Paul will tell you how hard it was to get the grant information out there. Amanda had to pull from like 20 different sources just to get one thing.
I do
So
have-
that's my question. Did you want to add anything to planning to
There,
cover them at least starting on the master plan?
there is a update. When I brought this up to the planning commission the first time, Ron Azenda, and I'm not like blaming or pointing at him, but he said that they had, under the previous board, gone over it, and that we didn't need to do it again. I have seen an update to is it 2010 master plan, is that, or 12? I
Something
have
like
seen
that.
an update since then. Whether that was 5 or 6 years ago, I don't know. Whether that's the one Ron was talking about, I don't know. I haven't got that far as moving forward. The planning commission has clearly stated they don't want to get into that business because they, in their mind, they already did it. Review of it, or update of it. I suppose many would say we need to update that. I don't know that we need to put money around for this year. I don't know.
So the Michigan compiled law says that you shall, I'm starting like Timothy, sorry, that you shall update your master plan, update or re-accept your master plan every 5 years. So if it's been more than 5 years ago, all they have to do is look through it, see if there's any updates that need to be made, and approve it, and they're good. Or if there are things that have changed in town that need to be really updated.
Let me go look and get that updated version and see what the date is.
Well, we can do that later, Paul.
Well, we can't make it, if it was updated within the last 5 years, we don't need to.
I don't, I'm
Right,
sure.
well,
it
you
was-
can just leave it as is,
Yeah,
and if it turns out it needs, because we need you here, if it's as is, then we can do that later. I just didn't know.
already got one thing slated for trying to do a budget amendment. It'll take me a minute to get this book.
did you have an idea, Pam, what this professional thing would cost? Because we know the master plan has not been completely gone over in a dozen years, but maybe the update has been somewhere between 5 and 10. And if we could just approve that, then there's not, but I think there's probably things we will not like in the old master plan.
Have you seen the master plan?
I have not.
Okay, so it's a regular book, and it's usually, it's done by a professional. It has all the maps, all the everything in it. I think I'm gonna follow Paul and see if I can go grab that master plan.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
but that's gotta be, if it's got those maps, and I have heard about it, that's big money.
It is.
Yeah, we're
It
pick-
is, but if they can reuse the same maps, then that's good.
Sure.
But you guys have to remember you're still on camera, so. Don't talk about me.
Okay. She's out of the room. I don't know, had we discussed updating, but I didn't really think the master plan was a big issue until the difference between master plan for Parks and Rec and master plan for the township was brought out, and that was brought out by Timothy.
Yeah.
He got confused, and I said, gee, I didn't even think of the master plan for the township. Didn't give it a thought. So, probably my fault, but I think we're gonna need a lot of money allocated for that, if that's the case.
All right, it's starting to make some sense. Master plan is 2002 to 2022. Master plan update 2012. I believe what Ron was telling me was that in 2022 or thereafter, they did update it. Now, I do not see an official version of that happening. The other thing being, we are not the only township that's behind in this.
So you want to put it off until next year when,
Well, I don't know what I want to do.
well,
If it's,
I think we should, if we're not in compliance, I think we should be.
the thing is not in
It might not.
compliance. If you're looking at are you looking at state law or MTA?
not MTA, MCL, Michigan Compound Law.
All right, if we're out of whack, I can probably email Bila and try and get an answer as to whether he thinks it's important enough that we get all
Well, if that
over it.
one's good till 22 and you have to do it every 5 years, that
Well,
would
then
be
it-
next year,
Yeah, it could be
27.
next year, but I'd get Beal's advice, sure.
Well, what I'm saying is if it was 2022, based on what Ron said, they updated it. So he's, now he's been here a while, but he was indicating to me they'd done it recently, therefore they didn't have to be getting into it again, but I do not see a copy, whether that was unofficial.
That's the
Okay, so
first time
I,
I've seen
What,
those.
is that
I'm-
one 2022?
That
The-
one that
The
goes to-
original is 2002 to 22, then the update is 2012, so they updated it at 10 years. But I think he was saying they did it a 5-year version again after 2022.
so I'm going to suggest that we go ahead and put this to the side for right now because we need to get more facts. So is everybody's okay with that? We'll move on and see what else we have that we need to change.
Sure. Let me make a big old note to let Bila know. We're on the cusp of being small and being large, and I respect the word shall. But
Yeah.
some things are not manageable in a small township at that rate, so one of his answers, more than once, is the courts are well aware. So whether they would hold us to task on that, I don't know.
Okay. So are we ready to move on a little bit?
Sure, just tell me to shut up, that's all it takes.
I'm not
You know
doing
how well I
that.
listen.
You'd fire me in a heartbeat, I know. So the road fund, you guys are good with?
If it's, yeah.
So I did, in order to make the numbers match, because we haven't used over 75,000 in road projects, I did,
Oh, that money got
did that,
rolled.
so that equals pretty much what comes in on property taxes.
What,
What number
And
are
I
we
see
on?
where it says boat ramp dock. Something was said to me about buoys.
Where
And I
we-
researched a little bit more and found out that buoys were taken out of that one. And there was another,
What number are we on?
I'm sorry, page 13. Under road expense, the 203 fund.
so we recently signed an agreement that the leftover money went right back into next year,
Right.
which
Done
was
that for-
8,000, I'm not sure, but that budget wouldn't reflect on their end. It's gonna show that we have put more money into it than what it's gonna say right there.
Right. And it's fine. I mean, that shows basically that we're spending what we're getting in. And if in order to spend what we get in, we're able to use their extra money, that's great. Because that money doesn't come into our bank. It just, they get to use it extra. So if they have 25,000 extra, then yay, they can do a $100,000 project.
I usually sit down with them once a year and it's coming.
Yep.
I thought we did that last year.
We did.
I'm 100% okay with the planning that they have. They have a really, in my opinion, good maintenance plan for the roads. They're all categorized. They get to them when they need to get to them. And the two that I thought might be a problem last year were on their schedule and they fixed them, amazingly.
And they give you a schedule, they've got something like that.
So I have not, or heard people say, they need to fix my road. If they do, the first thing is it on their schedule for like that year or the next year? The other thing being, if we want something, we got to hit them up. Like if I talk to them this year and we want something 3 years from now, we got to be letting them know. You can't just come.
And also,
Thank you. And that's in the 203, right?
yeah, they didn't do it last year because it got too late in the season.
Well, that's the same reason we have money left over. They ran out of working weather.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So does the brine come out of this, or do you have a,
Oh, it's a road fund.
That ended up being where we were supposed to subcontract it. They subcontract some of it, they do too, they do all the roads. I thought that ended up with, if we were gonna do it, we were gonna subcontract with whoever that person is there using. So it would not have meant, the county budget is to do it twice. We were talking about doing it an additional.
They gotta,
so is that, I believe that comes out of road projects, that's the only place I can
because we
see
were gonna have a
it came
third
out of.
party, just Brian,
Right.
and then the road commission found out, and they,
$15,000 or something?
yeah, they said we have to prep the roads before it can be brined, of course.
Yes.
So that's how they got their
So you do have,
clause in it.
you do have 75,000 in there to fix the road. And that includes brine.
Okay,
And I'm sure if you have brine scheduled for 3 times ahead of time, it won't be the 15,000.
all right, we have 70, but they're gonna use 60 to 70 in their project planning.
Well,
It's not like it's sitting there. Every year, we contribute X amount, and then they contribute a huge amount to go with it. So
Right.
you could almost say that 70 may already be allocated in whatever plans they got coming up for the next years.
Well,
We've only used 35, right?
yeah, we used 35 this year.
And we budgeted 100.
We budgeted 100.
Oh, you're talking about the road fund or the county?
The road fund is the county road projects.
Okay.
And the
county,
brining.
We have consistently been right around $78,000.
We did 74 the year before
Right.
and 34 this year. So whether
Wow.
that included the amount that they had set aside, that might be what you're thinking. It would probably be closer to 75 with what they put in plus what we put in.
We had less than $10,000 left over from the 70, whatever it was, that they
Right.
started with last year.
Yep.
We did not, spending 30 makes no sense. We already spent 70, so you're talking in addition to that, there's another set of money.
What I'm saying is the road commission has a bank that their money's in. And so we don't count that in our budget at all. So whatever the road commission spent, if they spent 70, that's not in our budget. But if they spent 70 and they said, you guys need to pitch in 25, that 25 is in our budget.
The 25 is the 70. They put in hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 70 is the 25% match. That's how much money they got to get out of us. So last year, they used 60-some of that. The expected number stays around the same because they're on this 5-year rotation plan.
Right,
So they
but
want
that's-
another 70-something.
It's
we
like a
didn't-
match. It's like a match money.
Yeah, it's like a
And
grant.
our match money last year was less than 35,000.
That doesn't make sense at all.
Okay,
I mean, I
so,
know you're looking at it, but we give them 70, have for several years, and they use it, so they sent back, your over was whatever it was, 10,000,
Oh, I think it
8,000.
was like 15 or 16,000.
Okay,
It was a good
well,
amount.
whatever it was, that was the over.
Carried over.
So 35,000, that to me sounds like they're gonna be needing a check from us or something?
no, not that I'm aware of. They've already done all their billing for everything. Everything's been paid.
Okay, well, then I
What
would
it-
need to call them and see why
Yeah,
they only, on our books, use 35 when they should have used 60 or better.
well, I think
They may have spring projects coming up, big ones.
That'll be in this year's budget.
But that's
Yeah.
this year's budget, yeah, and we did turn back, we've got it, there's proof that we did
We
approve.
just
because
have
we
to
had sign
make
it.
sure
We had
that
'em
we
in here.
understand that what the road commission collects and their portion of it is not in our budget. We have
Well,
nothing
let's,
about that.
let's pull the minutes from that meeting because he sat here and told us how much.
No, yeah,
Okay.
their budget is separate, and we don't show it, but our payment to them is our budget. Their budget is millions and millions and millions of dollars.
But not allocated to us.
No, they allocate whatever they're allocating, the amount that keeps us in the ballpark on, like the match, is right around 70 grand. So every year, we've been giving them that much money, and they do probably 10 times that amount of work, money-wise. I'll call them, but if we are showing that we only spent 35, I just want to make sure, that, I'm not even sure, again, the budget escapes me in a lot of ways. If this is a completely separate thing, that makes sense. The 75 that went to them, but I'm not talking about their budget. I'm talking about what we have to give them. So I'll find out what they're I'll ask them what they think they spent on us so far. But it's true that maybe big spring projects are coming up and money is socked away for something.
But that wouldn't be until March, until after April 1st. So it would be on.
Seven.
No, I'm saying for this fiscal year, if it shows we only had 35 in it, there may be money socked away yet for this fiscal year for equipment, materials.
That would go on this year's budget.
Yeah, so let me call it.
Only until the end of March, so they only have 3 more weeks to get
Yeah.
out there and do road work. That would be under our budget. And they pay for things like, putting the patches on the roads and stuff like that.
If they buy material this year for projects that are allocated this year for next year, that could be it, but I'll call them.
Yes, because they run on a fiscal year. I'm not sure if it's the same fiscal year.
If
But,
I was them, I'd be buying the materials this year. Well, the prices are what they are. But anyhow, I'll call them. What else?
Because they're
we got?
gonna bop. Okay, where are we at? We were on the 203, right? Are we ready to move on from that? Remember, this is only a draft, so
Yep.
we're gonna be able to switch things around if we need to. So we've got the 203, and that one's done. So the next one is the 206.
Can I butt,
And,
can I butt in real quick?
sure,
Give me a bottom line on what you came up with Parks and Rec allocation for grants.
you want to go over that now, or do you want to go over
I
that?
just need a number because I got to send it to somebody as a draft.
Okay, so we allocated in the parks, let me find the right page. So we had to allocate the income and the outgo. And we allocated 125,000 for match for grants. Is that what you're looking for? Because that's what Amanda told me, 75 and 50, 125.
Yeah, after that, I told you that it went to 150. I don't know if I told you.
Well,
As an
I'm just
insurance
going
thing.
by what Amanda told me yesterday.
Okay, so if she's saying 125, that doesn't match with what I'm hearing right here. At one point, they were talking 150, and I said, that's tight, really tight, but we can probably do it. I don't know, they're having a meeting, I'll get ahold of them later. All right, thank you.
Okay. So now, let's get back to the 206. I am happy to report that Gail and J.C. Went through the budget, told me what they thought should be increased and what they thought should be decreased. I tried to take that into account when I had the separate meetings with everybody to make sure we were same, basically. Um, So everybody agreed that the income was fine the way it was, no changes. And then we had some things that, I know, Paul, that you haven't seen this, so if you don't mind, I'd like to go through it real quick. Is that okay?
You are the details person, that's what we
Okay.
pay you for.
Okay, so the fire standby is currently at 0, and JC wanted to make it to 1,000. I am not sure if that correlates to their original question about having somebody at the fire department or having somebody stand by. $1,000 is obviously not enough to do for the year, but that's what they chose to put on there. The fire officer pay is at 42,000. They would like to move that down to 32,000, so take 1,000 off, 10,000 off that. And Greg and Kevin both said that was okay.
I would just like to point out one thing, Pam, before we
Yeah.
go further. These numbers, depending on what we transition to, are going to obviously all change.
We are drafting, yes.
Yeah.
It's a draft
Yeah.
budget, which is a work in
I just-
progress
so-
that we can amend at any meeting at any time.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to point that out. A lot of this will change, I'll say.
Okay.
What
Fire
we did like
training,
about the $10,000 reduction was that would include the 1,000 he wanted in there for standby, and we're still got 9 to play with, so.
right, and there
Yeah.
are other things that he increased.
Yep,
Like the fire training, he increased it $3,000 to 8,000, because he assumes there's gonna be some training in there if he gets new people. Apparently, he has one person that he's gonna tell us about at the meeting. We have fire hourly. I think we tried to get him to explain that when he was here,
and he didn't do
and
it,
he said it shouldn't have been. So that's something we're gonna check. But we said we'd leave it at 2,000 instead of the 8,000 he shows on there. 8,000's a lot of money for fire hourly. According to him, fire hourly is if they're toned out on a fire, they're paid for the first 2 hours through their regular pay. And then any additional hours after that, they get paid separately. Seems how they only had, from what I understand, one fire this year, one big fire. At $20 an hour, that doesn't quite make 8,000.
No, it doesn't
So
make
he's gonna
8,000.
check into that.
and we
but
both
the-
had question marks, I remember.
Yeah, we all
that.
had question marks on that, so we left
Okay,
that
I'm-
at 2,000.
I'm sorry, I'm in two things at once here. Kevin, do you remember when, does the park, it's open, they all open at 10, is there a closing time?
Dusk,
For
The parks.
our parks?
They're open 10, I'm almost thinking it's 10 to 10.
No, I didn't think it was that late.
I thought,
It's dark at 5 o'clock in the winter, you know, we don't have
Yeah,
lights in
that's,
those
that's why
places.
we put lights in.
yeah, that was 10.
I don't know, I don't know for sure, I'll just tell them.
most of them go dawn to dusk.
Yeah, for some reason, 10 o'clock is,
I think part of that was to maybe have to throw people out of Samoset.
Okay, building supplies, JC wanted it raised another 500. I'm not sure if it doesn't say repair, it just says supplies. So you guys said it was okay. The PPE is for turnout gear, JC said, and that stayed the same. Office supplies. He would have liked it budgeted up to 8,000. I'm not sure why, from 1,000 to 8,000. So Greg and Kevin said, no, don't want to do that, but we're willing to bump it up to 2,000.
Sure. Well, since
Instead of
I've already
8,000.
almost spent 2,000, we thought that was a
That was a fair number, yeah. And I'm wondering if he was thinking that was where the, because he got 3 new desks and 2 new printers this year, and he's looking to replace more stuff like that. But that's not supplies. Supplies is like paper and pens.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Dues and subscriptions, he left that one the same for the fire department, although I think he increased it more for the ambulance. He increased it to $5,000 for the ambulance, but wouldn't I don't know. Okay, so maybe it's not to do fires, it's to do ambulances. Okay, so we'll keep going, sorry.
I know what we increased was the communication thing from 3 to 5.
Yep, and
But
that
that's
was,
because he was already at 4 or something.
well, and he's also
4,
gonna be
6.
getting new phones,
Mhm.
maybe, if we choose to do that.
Big maybe.
Okay, the insurance bonding, Paul wanted it up to 35,000, and I
did?
think, yes,
On the fire department?
yes, you wanted it from
What was
30
it?
to
So
35. It was at 30.
Oh, that's
You want it to
just
35,
my
and,
standard bump because insurance is going up every year.
yeah, well, Greg and Kevin said they'd like it left at 30.
It's gonna go up, boys.
Well, it's only at 23 right now.
I looked at the last couple of years.
Yeah,
and
if
if you
if
look at
it's a-
that, it's a couple grand each year going up.
Well, actually went down, if you look at this thing, it's gone down 10, but that's only through January. It was 33 2 years ago, and now they spent 23, and you can add on a few more, so it's actually
Backward into
gone.
what the previous 24-25 budget amount was. Was that
That's at
where you?
33.6.
So what I'm gonna tell you is it's a solid amount for the insurance. I don't know how much your guys' is, 50,000, I'll say. And it's how it gets divided that's different.
I don't care, go big. And if you don't
Okay.
go big, okay. If we have to go big later, we will.
Next difference is the communications, like Greg just pointed out, and I think everybody is good with that because they know they're gonna get supposed to get new phones. If they go with the same net company we have, like you said, things may change. Mileage, I don't understand, but he wanted to drop it down to 500. It was 1,800 and it shows 00, so he wants that dropped down to
What
500.
exactly is it?
The mileage, I would assume, would be when he goes to different meetings or
Oh,
whatever it is.
We got
I-
nothing 2 years in a row.
Yep, and that is not the fuel that they put in the truck.
No.
I think a lot of that is possibly running for parts when something breaks.
Okay, but they haven't charged
didn't-
anything for a
They
couple of
didn't
years.
move the number. They left it at 18, and that's
Yeah.
okay, but they spent 0 for 2 years. So he wanted to drop to 5, eh?
And a lot of times they put that in as a plug number so they don't end up going over budget, even if they know they're not gonna spend it, because it's a cost center budget. The fire education and awareness is what I call community promotions, where they buy trinkets for the different events that they do, and I don't know if they pay for the stuff for the pancake breakfast out of there. I did find out that all of the income from the pancake breakfast and the other activities goes into their separate fire
their
fund.
slush fund.
Slush fund, that they pay, I think that's what he called it too.
They don't pay for the pancake stuff, that's the chamber gives them all, gives them $1,500. What was it, Kevin? Remember?
I think 1,000 for the Winterfest.
For
Okay.
like material, and then Bob the Butcher, I think, donates a lot.
Well, those are 2 different things, though. The pancake breakfast that's done to make some money is probably paid for by the fire department out of their funds.
Oh, I thought you were talking.
Well,
No.
it may have
Two
been,
different
it may
things.
have come out of the slush fund, because that's where all the
Yes,
money
that's
goes
what I
back
mean.
into.
But
Yep.
it's not the county,
So
they're
he
not helping
does,
us there.
he does want to decrease the, what I call community promotions, to 800.
I think that's a mistake, totally. I
Well,
mean,
he also increased,
you got a
I
millage to
believe,
sell this coming year, so
yes.
I would want to promote myself, not,
He also, I
promote myself
believe,
more, not less.
increased it on the ambulance portion. Let me find it. Come on, what number am I on?
Are they in any danger of like being near the bottom line on this year's budget?
No.
I would bump that, I agree with Kevin, bump it up, because we may end up demanding that they do more advertising.
Yeah,
But the budget's already at 2, and they haven't even spent $400 on this stuff.
That's
So
just- yeah.
you think 2 is not enough?
No, I think if you're gonna do it really, really well, I would not want to be limited by 2 if they got a lot of money. Advertising is advertising.
yeah, I mean, they should have open houses and,
Yeah, and they did bump up
A
the
hot dog
ambulance
grill.
one, but he said that's like for the schools and stuff that they're gonna do
Yeah,
events.
and then
Whenever
I-
they take the ambulance to an event, or the fire truck to an event, that's what I would think this was for. So do you want me to mark on it to leave that up to the 2,000?
I think that if that's how they're interpreting their advertisement, going to schools, I would add more than that, because that is part of the problem. They're not promoting this to look for more people. I have no problem going bigger if that's what they want to do. We end up having to do the budget amendment if we want more money. I'm not fond of that, but we can do it.
So what is the amount that you guys want me to put in here?
You're asking me put $5,000 or bump it to $5,000, and if we don't spend it, we don't spend it. But that gives us a lot of leeway with radio ads. It does a lot of things.
Does
Yeah,
that work out for you guys?
yeah, I'm fine with that, because
Greg?
I mean, I think it's gonna be up to us to light a fire.
I do too, but I
Under these
think
guys.
$5,000 seems like an awful big one when they've only spent the 400. But
But-
if, hey, if it's 2 to 1, you guys think it, you're
Well,
probably
and
much
it's also again a cushion.
Yeah.
So that if they overspend in another section,
Yes.
it's covered.
But, and that point comes right to the head, and I'd say, yeah, okay, in that case, you better bump it up. Because if
Okay.
you don't spend it, you don't spend it.
Right.
Hmm.
And you're right, they're gonna have to be out there shaking hands, kissing babies, because they do have a millage coming up.
Did you
And if
look at
they
our
want-
people? You want them shaking hands and kissing? No, no.
Well, yeah,
And,
but
and we
it
brought
is.
up the desks before.
Nope,
and-
we're not down to that
No, I
yet.
know that, but you brought it up on the other page, and I said,
Yeah.
yeah, that was under office and equipment. Yeah, okay.
Yep,
Sorry to interrupt, go
but I
ahead.
don't show any activity, so I don't, anyway, let's keep going down so I can catch myself. Utilities, Paul thought we should bump it up to 10,500, and you guys agreed, so we're good with that. I think there was a question mark on that also. Are you guys good with that, Kevin, Greg?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't have your initials on there. The general maintenance was always at 35,000, and J.C. would like to put that down to 8,000.
there's an explanation too.
Is
This
there-
and the
What's
next
the
one go together. Because we weren't sure what the maintenance was for. And
Yes.
because there's building maintenance, the next one down, and repairs to the building.
So,
Maintenance, they have a potential, huge repair on a pump coming up. See, these are things we're not hearing in the fire reports. There's a bad pump there for filling the trucks. And he said they're arguing with the insurance company about it. What do you mean they're arguing? How do we not know?
so I have to bring this up, I'm sorry, because I don't know if you know this or not. I didn't find out until I was talking to J.C., and I did tell, I believe, Kevin and Greg and Steve all of this. They had a water heater break, get dropped, whatever. And there was extensive damage in, and JC said he was told to get, apparently he didn't talk to the board,
No,
but he
apparently not.
said he was told to get 3 different estimates, and he could only find one. He did not contact Robert to see if there's other,
He
Okay,
didn't
hang on a
contact
minute.
us either.
He had a hot water freeze last winter. His hot
he
water
said,
tank-
he said it was a year and a half ago. He didn't
Okay.
say it was a freeze, he said it
Okay, are
got
you saying
dropped.
he never fixed it?
He never fixed it, he never got insurance money. He never followed
Jeez.
through with the insurance company.
I don't know why we're
He
hearing
was
about
told
this
to
the
get-
first time.
He was told to get 3 estimates.
Yeah, I remember
And
all
he
that.
got
I thought
one.
it got fixed. It was gonna be $8,000 to $11,000.
Well, so part of it, it ruined desks, which is what we're doing. The drywall, he was told to get an electrician estimate. And I asked him, how are you gonna fix the electricity?
Yeah, I mean, this is an old one that screwed the walls up. The water tank should have been drained. It didn't happen. The pipe froze, the drain pipe. If this work didn't get done yet, it's news to me. If he's trying to alter a budget to get that work done,
He's
where
looking
are
for,
we even,
he's looking for the township to pay for it. But his statement was that we had to, he told the insurance company, we can't wait for you guys, we have to get the water heater done because we are a Red Cross facility, and we have to have hot water for that.
If they didn't, well, the hot water heater might be working. But the repairs from the water leak, sounds like that didn't.
I
get
think
done.
we're gonna
It's
have to-
never been done,
I'm sure they got
according
hot
to
water.
him.
We're gonna
All
have
they
to,
had
They
to do
did
was
get-
put in a hot water tank.
You know
They
when I
did
heard
get a
about
new
this?
hot water
2 days
tank.
ago from him.
all right, we're gonna have to go over there and find out for ourselves.
Well, in
Find
either
out
case,
and see if you can get a hold of the insurance company, to see if there's any way that we can open that back up and get money.
Well, yeah, we should, or we'll go find a new insurance company.
Because Greg doesn't like to pay that $10,000 out of his own money.
If-
all right, the insurance company, this isn't, if the insurance company, if this is a lack of regular maintenance, which it was, I'm not sure they gotta pay, or what percentage they pay.
So
Maybe
the-
they replace the hot water heater, but they're not gonna do all the damage crap. I don't know.
So
We can
according
find
to,
out.
according to JC when it
I
was
don't
sitting
believe a
here.
word half the time there. I'm
According-
sorry, and I'll put that out there, because,
According to JC when he was here, the investigator from the insurance company came, looked at it, said, we need to get 3 estimates. We need to get 3 estimates for the electricity and 3 estimates for the contractor.
now,
JC
are you
did not-
sure he was talking the whole job? Hot water heater replacement,
He
damage
was
to the
talking,
walls?
and he told them that he couldn't wait to get the hot water replacement done.
He probably
But he
didn't.
also said he was not able to get 3 estimates. He said the investigator was supposed to get back with him and never sent him anything. And I said, JC, you don't get my emails.
Okay,
So I don't
so
know.
what's the
I just know
easiest way?
it's a
I don't
shame.
know where he's asking for money, but if that work wasn't done, we certainly need to pursue the insurance company, but we need to pad some money in there, because we might have to eat it.
So what were you saying just now that you had to talk to the insurance company about? Just before that, I know, I didn't write it down, I'm sorry.
No, I mean,
It
what
wasn't,
they would make, what they will and will not cover is sometimes directly related to whether you did your preventive maintenance. If I came in there as an insurance adjuster and that hot water tank did all that, I'd be going, show me a record on hot water tank maintenance. If you didn't have one, there may be a problem here.
well, yes, I,
So all I'm saying is, I can call Paul, I'm assuming it was Paul Olson,
yeah,
but the whole thing about it never got fixed. I'm assuming then that we were only being told the hot water heater got replaced.
JC said he called Paul, and
Okay.
Paul sent him to someone else that handles those
All right, well,
adjustments things.
And I'm sorry,
And
Some people are forgetful or not accurate, so I will call.
well, in my small opinion, I believe that that should have been directly given to the board.
That should have come back to us, yeah, absolutely.
And the board
think
should
it-
have been able to follow through with it. Direct him to get those estimates if you could.
I think we had it. I had it. I saw it for everything, to repair everything. I think we passed. It was okay. But the thing is, if the work didn't get done because the insurance company was hanging up on quotes, I don't think I ever heard anything about that. But anyway, what do we got to do for the budget? I'll call Paul and see.
Okay, so for the budget, he has, for general maintenance, it was 35,000. He dropped that down to 8,000. And then he increased maintenance repairs on the building from 8,000 up to 15,000. And that was when I questioned him about the insurance.
For me, I would not drop the 35 a cent. I don't know what's going on in there, but we will be soon finding out.
Okay, but wouldn't that go under repairs?
No, I'm saying he's got 35,000 for what now?
Maintenance
He's got
general.
budgeted general maintenance.
Yeah, I wouldn't drop it. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're doing enough.
Well,
Me
they spent
personally-
$2,000 this year, they spent 8 the year before.
Right, but that doesn't tell me that they're spending that money appropriately. If it was 35, there might have been a reason for it.
At some time, there
It
must have
doesn't
been.
hurt to leave it there if it doesn't get,
If it doesn't get used, that's your point
Okay,
again.
so what's the other fund that he wants to
So
increase?
before, the budget before that was at 21,780, not 35,000. We increased it to 35,000.
And he used 1,500 of it.
I'm okay with it staying there because I am not at all sure what's going on.
But that's just general maintenance. That
Got it.
doesn't cover the repairs for if the insurance doesn't cover it.
I got it. So do we need to decide now whether we want to leave it at 35 or leave it dropped or whatever, and then we can move to the other one?
I don't remember
Well,
what you put on here.
this is so, I mean, this is redundant. Both of these, maintenance general, maintenance repairs the building. So right now, we got 15,000 and 8,000. Between the two, which, in my opinion, they're all the same. They're both the same.
Well, one is for, yeah, because one is for basically taking care of everything. And Paul, you had originally on your thing wanted it to
Let me
drop
check.
by, or is that yours? No, that's JC, sorry. Nope, that is yours. You had wanted to drop that by 15,000.
Okay, that's before I heard all of this.
Okay,
But this would be under repairs, I think. 15 may be not enough.
General maintenance would be stuff like
So,
walking around, if you're doing a building inspection, they needed to put a better floor seal on that door where the pump froze here just recently. General maintenance is general maintenance, changing oil, all that stuff you do, change seals on a rotational basis. I doubt any of that is really happening.
so between those two funds, we budgeted $43,000 for this year, this current year. And they've
Not-
used 3,600 out of that.
so they do, remember how, well, I don't know if it was you or Craig in there, I'm sorry. He had said that when they overfilled the cistern, the tank, that it bubbled up on the sides, which leads him to believe that it is cracked. That's why I'm kind of surprised that he dropped the maintenance to 8,000.
I'm gonna, again, I am not convinced of what needs to happen there. I have asked that all the books on everything come this way for township stuff. Probably wouldn't be bad to look at all the fire department stuff. If there's a bad valve or a seal valve in that main pump that fills the tanks, I'd like to know if that was supposed to have a seal replaced every 5 years. I mean, I don't know what that money was in there for. I'm more comfortable because there may be a lot of things that that's under general maintenance that are not getting done.
Well, when I'm looking at the revenue for this budget and the expense for this budget, there's only $8,500 left in that. So in order to increase the budgets for anything, we either have to increase the revenue somehow, or we have to decrease it from somewhere else. That's just the way it is. Now, that being said, they do show a healthy fund balance, which I'm sure Kevin will attest to.
Okay, and to me,
But,
this is really no different than last year. We were here last year doing our budget, and then our plan was to then go into the fire department budget in depth. So we have to approve something that'll work. What's really going on in there? You guys had a meeting with them, they were gonna work it out, whatever. To have a large amount of money in general maintenance, that's not a bad idea. You need to be doing things to keep them from breaking. Our current situation, I think, leans more, and it could be because they're so busy, leans more towards fix it after it breaks. I don't care, as long as we pass a budget right now. If we
Well,
have to
and-
go in and amend the fire one, so be it.
okay. I would like to make sure that all of the budgets are not, the revenue is the same or slightly larger than the expenditures that we're planning.
Then don't drop it like you suggest.
Don't what?
From 35 to 8 is what he wants to do?
Yes.
I would say don't do that then.
Well, then it's going to be the expenses are going to be way over the income. Because these are the expenses.
Yeah.
Right? If we're in a box, we're in a box.
If you leave it like this and he actually does do something and then you need to,
It just, I mean, I just look at what we spent this year is $3,500 on both maintenance and repairs to the building.
And we have a frozen pump because of a seal, we got a cracked valve in our main pump.
But we've also got $23,000 to work with between the two.
Yeah, I'm okay, as long as we pass this. What I'm not okay with is the fire department. I'm okay with the personnel for the most part. I'm not okay with what's going on over there because nobody's telling us.
so one of the things that I suggested, I think I suggested it to Kevin and Greg and Steve, is that it would be really nice if the board would ask for job descriptions, because apparently,
I agree, there's more coming down the pipe. There may be physical expectations they have to meet. There's a lot. Budget, what do we got to do today? If that's going to work for you, the way you have your top and bottom lines, that's fine. I have no
Okay.
problem doing amendments in the future for the fire
Okay.
department if we have.
so they have, you said something about fire equipment, they have $10,000 in not the fire equipment fund, but they have $10,000 like in fire equipment repair, basically, or little equipment that they're buying in the budget. Okay, so,
I mean, if you're looking at it like moving money from here to there in order to cover this, fine. We just need to pass a budget. I'm
okay,
okay with all of that.
okay,
The
so,
fire
let's-
department needs some serious scrutiny.
okay. I know that I have seen that people are like being paid for different things. That's why it's always nice to know who you can turn to for what. And that's why the job descriptions are so important.
Okay, we'll get to that then
And
after
that's
we
why I
do
would
this.
suggest it. Just a suggestion.
No, I like it. There's more. I'm telling you, there's more I can't share right now.
Okay, so, where are we at? Are we still going with this is what JC said, this is what, the equipment testing, JC wanted it dropped down to 8,000. Greg, Kevin, and Paul all said 6,000, that's where I left it. The miscellaneous, there's 2 miscellaneous numbers. I spoke to JC and asked him if we could just combine those, and he is good with that. And Greg and Kevin are also good with that. Fire equipment, JC wanted it dropped down to 5,000. Greg and Kevin said they thought it should be 10,000.
Because they spent 9 now already, or
Yeah.
this year, so.
So that's at 10,000. Office equipment and furniture, I have to get with Courtney to find out what it was charged to. But, he wanted it dropped down to put up to 4,000. Greg and Kevin are good. I think you were good. He got 3 desks and 2 printers this year, and I don't see where it got paid for. Ambulance. He wanted the wages to be dropped down to 4,000 for the administrator. Greg and Kevin said, no, leave it. Now I have to look at my thing. At 7,000.
All we have is a question mark on mine. I know he asked for 4. He wanted to drop down. We don't know, and, you know, to your point before, asking for job descriptions, we have asked for job descriptions
Yeah.
between administrator and coordinator, and they're the same person. And we don't know, some of the things that we've asked for before ought to be in one of those areas. Like I said, putting together a desk or snow shoveling and things like this. I
Or
went
doing the
preserve.
budget. I mean, that should be part of the job. But we won't know until we get a job description. That's the important thing.
Something's got to be part of the job.
So let's keep going. The EMS assistant, he wanted that bumped up to 5,000. All three of you said bump it up to 6,000.
Yeah.
But I left it at 5,000.
It says 6,000 on the,
I
Does
got
it say
6.
six? Okay, I'm at the wrong.
You're talking
EMS
about-
assist, you're right.
Yeah,
It does say 6,000.
Yeah, the other one that-
Coordinator, that's where I was looking at the coordinator. He wanted it bumped up to 6,000. You guys said leave it at 5,000. So that's what
move
we
it to
did.
5. Move it to 5. It was at
Yep.
42.
Yep, move it up to
Right.
5. The training wage, I think Kevin said 1,000. Paul said, or JC said 0. And Greg said, no, don't change it. Is that right?
yeah, it was 1,000, we said leave it at 1,000.
Okay.
Because they use 400, what, are you not gonna train anybody? Like what?
And that's EMS. And the reason they said you didn't need to do that is because they don't have regular EMS training. However, in the future, maybe they will have.
Yes.
Certainly hope
EMS
they
training.
will.
Yeah.
So are you guys good with leaving that at 1,000?
Yep.
That's 1,000 only for EMS training?
They don't do EMS training
They're-
at all.
They are starting pretty quick. Garish is offering stuff, Lyon is supposed to be with them.
But that, yes. So,
Fire and EMS, I thought.
well, this is only EMS.
This is-
We're on the EMS
Yeah.
part.
1,000 might be a little light, but keep rolling.
Well, JC wanted it at 0, and
We didn't agree.
they didn't agree.
Zero training, zero advertising.
So
I wonder
building,
why we're in shape we're in.
so supplies for the building for the ambulance. Paul wanted it, the budget was at 0 before, Paul wanted it at 1,000, so we made it 1,000 because you two agreed. Supplies for the ambulance, it's at 10,000. JC wanted it dropped down to 5,000, and you guys said okay. Supplies for the office, where am I at?
0.
0. It's already covered somewhere else in this, supplies for the building. Dues and subscriptions, that, where am I at? JC wanted 5,000 because they have a new program to report ambulance stuff, and it used to be free, and now they're charging them $5,000 for it, or they're charging them for it.
What is the particular line? What was the name?
It's called dues and subscriptions.
Would that include then that they need to pay Kodiak for
Their
part of this IT stuff?
I don't know, but that's a good
I would throw
question.
it in there.
Well, they spent $3,000
So
already.
wait a minute, what is this for? This is for, they have a subscription that they weren't charged for, and now they're being charged?
Yeah, apparently the free one expired, and it's to send the information, I think you can get it cheap, send the information into whoever their billing company is.
EMC?
I thought it was ICS, but yeah, maybe EMC.
So they want $5,000 now?
Well, they had 2,000. So Paul's right, maybe we should leave it at 5,000, which I did.
I don't see where they got 2,000. I see 200 for 2 years.
Yep, that was the budget, but they spent 2,900
Yeah, I
last
know.
year.
Oh,
So that may be, they might have changed it last year.
Their part of Kodiak is gonna be at least 100 a month, I would think.
Yep, and I think that's gonna be in communications, maybe?
all right.
So dues and subscriptions, where was I at?
5,000.
Okay, and we left it at 5,000 that they wanted. Sorry, I'm trying to find, life support agency stayed the same. Contractual training, and I'm still not quite sure that is. What is contractual training?
I don't know, but we've never used it for 2 years, so.
Yeah, and J.C. wanted it from 500 up to 2,000, and Greg and Kevin said no, leave it at 500.
Now that
When
I,
they've spent nothing.
now that I'm looking at it, why have we even put 500? Put 0. They haven't used it for 2 years,
Well,
0.
and, yeah, I am not sure what contractual training is, so,
It will be
It's a slush
easier,
fund.
it
yeah.
will be easier to leave it there than it will be to do an amendment if they suddenly come up with a $240 bill.
Okay.
Or to me, anyway.
Insurance and bonding, apparently it's not distributed a lot to them, which is surprising to me. But, Paul wanted it dropped down from 15,000 to 7,000. I mean, they've only used less than, almost 2,000, so less than 2,200 for the last 2 years. Kevin and Greg would like that dropped down a little bit more to 5,000. And which one did I do?
It says 5,000.
It says 5,000, so that's for the
I
insurance
mean, if
for
they've
that.
used 2,100 for the last year and the year
This would be a
before,
lot more fun if drinking was.
I
I
mean,
know,
listen,
if
why
I,
don't you
every
make
time
a
I said,
motion?
you guys got to take a shot, we would be good.
Well,
Billing
She's doing a fine job.
expense. So communications, phone and internet, for the ambulance. Like you said, Paul, that we're gonna be charging them more. I assume it means the fire and the ambulance for what they need. But JC had it, to 0. And Greg and Kevin said, nope, we're leaving it at the 2,000 that it is,
Currently,
or 1,000 that it is. No, we
currently
paid
Kodiak,
1,000.
yeah, 1,000.
Kodiak's looking at our phones and theirs.
Yes.
I
Right
can't-
now,
I don't-
for their spectrum, which is why I don't understand where that's being charged. Their spectrum includes TV, basic TV, 2 of those Wi-Fi things, 2 of the DVR things, and 2 phone lines at $50 each. So I think that's gonna come down from where it is now, but I don't know where it's being charged.
So
That's $305 a month, so that's not on here anywhere that I can find. So,
what- Again, I'm okay with going over,
yeah, well,
whatever it
they,
has to be.
it was, yeah.
He wanted 0, we wanted to leave it at 2.
Well, I think you guys left it at 1. I think that's what I'm seeing
We
here. Yeah,
Which one?
for the communications and the phone, the
1,000.
850. I think it's at 1.
Yeah.
And then we had education and awareness. That's the one that he wanted to do, the schools and stuff, the one that you guys put 5,000 for the fire department that you wanted on there. And so he wanted 2,000, and everybody said, yeah. Utilities, Paul wanted 1,500, and Greg and Kevin agreed that that should be coming out of fire. It looks like they had not taken it out of ambulance ever, except for the last few bills. So I think we did 0 on that. We have to talk to Courtney and get that money moved back into the fire, because it's the fire's millage.
Yes, yes.
That's what you guys said. I don't have anything else on this page. Do you guys have anything else on
We
this
had 2
page?
question marks
Okay,
for those, the 0 and then the 5,000. That's
Okay.
with a question mark. We need to figure out if that's gotta be separated, it should be separated, but
for what? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Greg,
okay.
I'm not, what? For the,
No, I don't have anything else on that page.
What about another maintenance building? I mean, how many building maintenance do we have at the fire
Well, do
department?
they have a separate,
No, it's one building.
yeah. I see that they did spend some money out of that.
Yeah, so how did it
So we
come?
need to check with Courtney, because, you know,
It's
the fact is, it's how it's billed out.
The building is the fire department, whether the EMS is in there or not, the ambulance, I don't know why we would have a separate.
And, well, the ambulance is actually paying for the building. Because the capital outlay loan repayment is that for the building? It's not for the ambulance. That's for the building, correct? The 56,720?
Yeah, it's for the building.
So the building is being paid for out of the ambulance.
Where, how,
The buildings we don't know about?
No, the new building that's out there, and I think they only have, did you check that, Kevin? I think they have, what, 2 or 3 payments left, is that right? I could be wrong,
I don't remember, I have to look.
Okay. So that's it for the fire, the next is the park. And let's see what we did with that one. Okay. So in the park, I think we were good with part of it. But the state grants, if the state gives us money, it's gonna be about 225,000. So you have to add that 225,000 to our expense to show an outgo. Because if it's coming in and it's gonna go out, we have to figure
Are you
that.
talking both grant requests?
Yes.
That then our amount of money is 225 total? Well, I don't know where you got that number,
I got that from Amanda yesterday.
for just grant.
For, if we got both grants, that's how much money we would get.
Total again, 225?
225.
Okay.
And the one grant is a 50-50 match, and the other one is a 25 match.
Right, but we're not budgeting their money.
Well, you
from
kind of
the
have
DNR.
to.
Well, I mean, if they give it to us, we need to have our half of the match.
That's in the other expenses.
Okay.
So the expenses include our match plus what they're giving us.
Okay.
So it's all going out.
Was it 175 match?
125.
125?
Yep. So we have contractual, oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Let me flip pages here. That's still J.C.'s. We have to go back to that one.
Back to the fire department?
Back to the 406 when we get there. The
Is that
fire
fire?
equipment.
You want to just do it now and be done with fire? Never mind, do whatever way works for you.
We can, but I'd rather.
I'd
go
rather
this
go
way.
page by page, so we're not flipping
Yeah.
back and forth, back and
Because
forth.
then I'll get distracted, and you know what happens when I get distracted. Okay, so Paul suggested on the other grants, we raise it to 5,000, oh, excuse me, Pam suggested. I'm sorry, I put PB for you and just P for mine. We are looking at a park plan grant, which may be about $5,000. So I believe we put that in for the other grants for the income. And then we put it in expenses also. Because if it comes in, it's got to go out.
Before you keep going, I'll try and be short. I just talked to her yesterday about this. She went to that big seminar thing downstate. There's stuff happening constantly. She's got another one that would be coming up. We got to submit within a week or so. It would be nice if we just had a lot of money sitting somewhere and we're kind of dealing with them one at a time. I don't know if that's even possible in the budget, but every time we have an opportunity to get free money, We should be chasing it, so if it takes a match. Right now, maybe I'm wrong, right now, we're kind of like doing it one at a time or lumping a group. Is that making sense? We're lumping the Park 27 and SOS together, total for grant money to have on hand, grant match money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, there's more, there could be another one coming every couple weeks.
Well, but my mama always said, you don't count on if come.
No,
So
I'm just
we're-
saying,
if we're gonna budget right now, we're gonna budget for the ones we've already
okay,
done for.
because you started talking about another one for
That's
5,000.
a other grant, not a state grant. That's the insurance grant for the mulch
Okay,
for,
and that's not included in that big number for both.
absolutely
parks.
not.
Okay. At some point in the future, not now. I'll deal with myself on that.
Okay. And next we're going into, for the income, we had, for the cemetery lot sales, find your right paper, woman. Sorry, give me a second. For the cemetery lot sales, we had, come on. Okay, let's just go back to this one. We had an original, we had 3,500 as a budget last year. So we changed that to $9,000 instead of 3,500. Trying to remember who said that, but I think it was Paul, but I'm not positive. Got too many copies of everything.
No, that number's fine, 9,000.
Okay, so if you guys are good with that, then we'll keep going.
Yep.
The, what else did we move? Okay, cemetery lot sales, interment stayed the same.
Jesus.
Winter burials, because we started doing winter burials, we said 1,700,
Yep.
and we both said okay to that. Music sponsorship, we bumped that to 2,500, and we all approved that. Down to cemetery wages, I have a question mark on there, but I think that was just because I wanted to talk about it goes to different people, but we already talked about that. Supplies and equipment, we have, I'm sorry, next page, where are we at? Okay, supplies and equipment, we kept that at $8,000. There was a question mark, and we think it was the tractor.
That's why we had the 10 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we have the 10 something.
Well,
Insurance and bonds, Paul suggested we bump that to 2,500, and you guys agreed, so we did that. Jadum, jadum. Next, miscellaneous. Paul suggested we bump that to 500, and I have Greg just, but Kevin, I didn't write down one for you.
What,
Are
which
you-
one?
208-276.
Oh.
It's on page 21.
500?
Yep,
Yeah.
500 for miscellaneous. Usually they encourage us not to use miscellaneous, but we have, so we might as well budget for it. And then the sanitary facilities, Paul wanted 1,750, and you guys agreed to it, so that's what we put there. Down here, we have parks and grant wages that Paul wanted to bump that up to 15. I'm assuming because we're gonna have either more part-time or we're gonna pay, well, because we did 14 last time, so it makes sense. And you guys agreed. Supplies and equipment up to 8,000, and you guys agreed. The professional and contractual services up to 9,000, and it was an agreement, but it was a question mark as to why we wanted to go that high.
Go
I
up.
think that was from,
What was it previous?
5.
It was 5 before, but I believe that's where the music people came out of.
But we spent
But no, they
16.
have a professional amphitheater, so it wasn't. But it was
what
professional
was-
and contractual, so,
But we
If it
spent,
was 5 before,
and we spent 16.
We spent 15, or almost 15,000. It
yeah,
says
so that would have
14,800.
been stuff that we did, like the,
okay, part of, yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was thinking, and part of that is, if we were gonna start to do children's programming there, we would have a wage, but it's not that much. At this moment, I'm not recollecting exactly why I wanted to jump that
Well,
on. Whatever you guys wanna do.
Once
I
we're
do-
into that, we said professional and contractual, so this could have been the tree stuff, it could be a lot of stuff.
it could have been the tree stuff, yep. So I do have to back up a little bit, I'm sorry. The sanitary facilities for the cemetery, we were charged 300 this year, 650 the year before. We had it at 750. Do you remember why we wanted to up it to 1750?
Yeah, because the cemetery being open year-round, they have to maintain that porta-john that's up there. It's $100.
That was another so much per month. We
Yeah,
added some
$100
for
a
the
month, so-
concerts and.
Well,
So
yeah, and that one's
1750s.
not for the concert, that one's for the cemetery.
1750 seems high. It's only be
It is, and I think
1,200
that-
if it's 100 a month.
Just, I'm sure I'm shooting high.
Yeah, but the 1,200, we were paying something for the cemetery, or we paid nothing for the cemetery before, right?
No, we paid 650 is the highest.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's for just the winter, I think.
Yeah, so that's not
Or just
including.
So if
any
it's
winter.
$100 a month,
Is that what it is?
Oh, I remember. Say the name of what's the name of the?
Sanitary facility.
No, that would, if 17 is too high for you, I'm sure I'm shooting high, but somewhere in there too, we had to figure the money for the dirt and stuff, and that is there, and sergeant and all of that crap.
Yeah, that would have been under maintenance, repairs and maintenance. And you got 6,000 for
Now,
that.
if I didn't, if you had mine and I did not write down a reason on that.
No, you
then
did not.
I'm good with whatever we come up with, as long as we don't run out of money halfway through something.
Well, if we spent 300 so far in this activity date, I think 1,000 should be okay, or maybe 1,200, like you were saying, maybe 1,750 is too high.
yeah, I'd go 12.
Yeah, it's gonna be at least 12. I probably said 1750 just to, because Pam nickels and dimes, and she's great at it. I'm looking at it from 1,000 feet up and don't want to do amendments.
So, do you guys want to drop that down to 1,200?
1,200 is bare bones.
Well, 1,200 is $100 a month for,
It's exactly what it'll cost if they raise their price. We'll be doing an amendment.
I don't think we'll do an amendment, we'll have to, it's a cost center, so it's everything. But, I
Okay,
don't
I don't want to
care.
get stuck on it. Pick a number. If 1750 is too high, pick a number and let's go.
All right, guys, 1, 2, 3, tell me.
Well, something in between then is 1,500.
15's fine.
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Later on tonight, it'll come to me why I
Yeah.
said 1750.
This is happening every night.
Okay, so now we're on Parks and Rec. The wages, like I said, Paul wanted to increase, we're back on Parks and Rec. I had doubled back. And we did that with the 800, supplies and equipment, contractual services, insurance and bonds. Paul wanted that up to 7,000. You guys agreed.
So
Professional amphitheater, yes,
professional and contractual services, is
yes.
that the bands?
No,
So what's the $16,000 we spent on?
I believe it's trees.
Probably trees, the road, but not the road repair.
I thought we just said
Baseball
trees came
field.
out of something else.
No,
I think the trees are under Parks and Rec, yeah.
trees were in the Parks and Rec. The
Oh.
other thing was the tractor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And baseball fields in there somewhere.
Yeah,
whatever
baseball
that
field's in
was,
there somewhere.
5,000.
So the amphitheater is 14.5. That was Paul's suggestion, everybody agreed. Repairs and maintenance,
But-
Paul wanted it bumped up to.
Stop there. I did talk to every one of them last night, and it'll probably come in under 14, but I got all of the, one guy talking to another guy and then trying to get me to raise this guy's prices, figured out.
That's human nature.
The cabal.
It is a cabal.
Oh, stop it.
It is musicians cabal.
Okay, so repairs and maintenance, we had 5,000. Paul wanted to move it up to 750, and you guys all agreed. Miscellaneous, Paul moved that up to 600, and you guys agreed. Apparently, we put more in it than this last month. Sanitary facilities, that would be for the parks, for the music and everything. And Paul bumped it to 3,300, and you guys agreed. The grant match,
So, just to stay there for 1 second, that includes, obviously, it must include the actual restrooms, not just porta johns.
what would we need for the restrooms besides supplies
I think I
and
was
cleaning?
mostly just doing the outhouses, the parks, and the extra ones.
Oh, because we have an extra one there, don't we? Two, like for the summer and then the winter?
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
2 of them.
Yep,
Well,
And the discussion
So, yeah, that's
was,
2,400 right there, if you
no,
got.
the extra one was for Winterfest. I thought we only had one, because we
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
have
we
two
don't-
for the
we
summer.
do, and for the summer, what we'll need is
You might need two in
maybe
the summer.
an extra one for the concert series. I tell you, I saw those lines of women and they were not happy.
Well, now the
Probably not.
bathrooms are gonna be either or, so. If there's nobody in line, it's not gonna be men and women, it's gonna be, what do you call it, unisex or whatever, I don't know.
that is what they call it, good
Okay.
job.
So, that will help alleviate some of that.
What's the total number again?
3,300.
Okay, so you have 1,200 into Samoset. At least 1,200 into Park 27. Is there one at Phoenix?
Yeah,
Not for the winter though.
but not for the winter.
No.
Okay, so that's 24, another 6, that's $3,000 right there. The addition might be an extra one for concert.
Okay,
And then what's the total you're looking at there?
3,300.
That's pretty much right on the money. You might want to bump it a little bit. but-
So the next line is, and you guys had agreed to that, next line is grant match for 125,000. And the capital improvements is what we're getting, we're gonna have to pay out from the grant that we get, if we get the state grant. So that makes them match. Don't go away. I gotta go back a minute, just to double check I did something right or wrong.
While she's doing that, I did talk to Parks and Rec and Amanda a little bit. This is an astronomical amount of money we're throwing around here, taxpayer money. I have no problem doing that when we're using money to make money. At the same time, it is not an endless pit of money.
Right,
So, we're making a major push for 2 major things. And we have enough to do that, I believe. And for both of you, the additional paper I gave you the other day about the $20,000 into the fund, we talked about it, not even going to try and get it into this budget. We will do a meeting after we pass this. Talk about that, all the ins and outs, whether we can do it, and then we would make an amendment to it. That would be one thing I would rather talk more about and amend to get it in there, than try and throw it in there right now when we're not real sure what's going
Okay.
Well, you always gotta look at it too. If we don't get the grants, we don't spend the money.
Right. Or if you don't get those grants and Amanda's pulling another grant out, we could always,
She,
Move the money from,
she went, that's what I was saying about just having a slush fund.
yeah.
She went to that thing and she is constantly finding stuff on her own. And she said, oh my God, I got 1 million more contracts and half of these people will help us. And I'm like, okay.
That being said, sometimes you can use what they, say for instance, they're gonna give you a $10,000 grant and you have a 25% match, so you're paying $2,500. That $10,000 total can be used as a match on another grant.
There's that, and then there's flat out taking money from God knows where
Yep,
to make money. As long as we don't, in my estimation, burn any of those funds down by more than 50%. Anyway, what you got?
okay, now I have to remember where we're at.
Medicare.
Okay,
What
Social
did we
Security-
settle on for the sanitary then?
huh?
What did we settle on?
We settle on this, leaving it as it is, 3,300. 33,
okay.
Yep. we
That's what I
did-
had, and I just
We
wanted
did
to make
reduce the
sure.
one for the cemetery, which is good because,
Oh, crap.
we
I
need
didn't even
that.
figure that in.
huh?
I didn't even figure that in. So you have
Oh, no,
cemetery-
that's under
That's separate.
cemetery. That's already separate.
You have cemetery,
Yeah.
Samoset, that's 1,200 for each.
Cemetery.
Well, cemetery's
Cemetery's got
separate.
its own fund.
Okay.
Yep, that's separate. Okay, Social Security, we added 500, partly because we're adding more to the wages. Where am I at now?
Adding more to what wages?
Huh?
Adding more to what wages?
To the Parks and Rec wages.
Oh,
Back there, we added more. I think we had,
not much. Is it much more?
we added, Parks and Rec
We added
wages.
15.
Come on.
Oh, 5,000, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had 5,000
So,
from
we're
10
gonna
to
do that.
15.
next we have the building department. Kevin, you had questions about that or no?
No,
Okay, so the only thing I can see on the building department income is they collect an administration fee. That should be to the township, I would assume. I did talk to Robert about the figures and we looked it up. I also, full disclosure, letting you know that when I talked to him, he was talking about classes he had taken and like something on his computer that he had gotten and that he charged to the township. And I said, was it for building? And he said, well, yeah, we got to keep up with everything. I said, well, you're a contractor, so
why would we
you should
pay
be
for it?
paying that out of your contractor thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're working for 4 different townships, are you charging each of them for this or just us? I can understand totally
What do you
Good question.
well,
Well, no.
I
Oh,
am,
great question.
I can understand totally the books, because the books have to be here at the township.
Well,
And I can understand if he is,
it's
if he
easy.
is doing it as a zoning person, or if he is doing it at, even his looking at the permits, I don't believe is,
Well, it's easy to find out. We just need to read his contract. If it's in his contract, it's in his contract, and then he's
it's
entitled.
most
If
of the time, a contract's just a basic thing, so maybe it is.
if it's
maybe it
not
isn't.
in there, then we don't pay.
So the question, I
That's
guess,
it.
is, do we need to move this administrative fee into general fund? Which I would think that that would be a thing, but I do not see in the previous years that they have done that. Which is probably why when you look at the grand finale on this fund, it actually has money left in it, a fund balance, and it really shouldn't. When I spoke to Robert about that, he stated that by law,
Yeah.
the township cannot take any money out of that fund. And I looked at him and I said, you mean the township doesn't supply you a computer? and a room and heat and electricity and a phone. So if the township is supplying you those things, then the township can take money out. He says, oh yeah, if you prorate it. So
Building inspector fund, where are you at?
I'm at 249.
No, what's it called?
It's called the building permit, or building department.
Okay, he and I had a talk a long time ago where he said all the money coming in goes to the township in the end anyway because of that fund. So there seems to be a couple stories going on
So he might be talking about the administrative fee that's collected that we've never moved over to the
Okay.
township, and we should.
there. Don't let me get you off track.
Okay, so, with that, I had a question about that.
We need to, just to stay here for 1 second.
Okay.
We need to move that money then out of that fund
Yes.
and put it, I guess, just put it into the general.
So with that, we need to do amendment to an expense and an amendment
'Cause you're
to an
talking
income.
$9,000. I mean,
Yes. Well, no, we're talking 8,852, but yeah.
with 1 month to go, so 9,000, I'm gonna
So we
say.
might as well say 9,000, yeah. Yep, that's something we need to do, or we need to ask the auditor to do. Either way.
Yeah,
So I don't, he had no issues with anything. I do have an issue with the fact that they get 90%, and the activity versus the actual payout is a lot more than 90%. But like I said, some of that is books that he's gotten, some of it's education that he's done, stuff like that. So I would have to actually do a deep dive in, and Paul wants me to finish the budget and not do that. Also, the electrical permits, same issue. We got in 4,844, and we paid out 7,452. One way that can happen is if you get the money in March, you don't pay it out until April. So that's just an adjustment in the way of thinking. Other than that, he had nothing. I think the contractual building, I did look that up for him because he didn't know what he was paid out of. So the contractual building administrator, apparently he's under contract for that too. And that would be the guy that reviews all the permits. And it says it's under contract, and I know he doesn't get a wage for that. So that last year was 4,130, and we only had it budgeted for 1,070. In the year before, there was no budget at all. So, we talked about moving it up to 4,000 as far as the current budget, and that's what I did. Miscellaneous, Paul wanted to move that to 500, and we did that. Okay, so that's done. Next is the 406. Let me grab JC's paper and your paper and this paper.
I think 406 is a highway in the UP I'd rather be on right now.
Me too. No, it's 20. Oh, maybe. Maybe there's a 406. Okay,
Stonington Peninsula.
so with this, the 406 fire department. I'm looking at his and yours, and there is not a lot in the 406 that he wanted to change, because to him it's a glorified savings account holding for the next thing. And I said, well, wouldn't your turnout gear be equipment? And stuff that's long-term, wouldn't that be equipment? And he said, no, that comes out of the operations.
yeah.
So we have to amend the budget for where are we at? Sorry, let me find out
I
where
don't know,
I'm at.
this whole thing.
So
was
let's go in
fine.
the actual money coming in. There's 77,180 that comes in taxes. The equipment sales, we had 75,000 coming in, so to make sure that's not in the budget this time. So I put it at 0. Where's the- And then, that's pretty much it for that. When it came to, you want to have the total at the bottom of the revenue, you need to have the total coming out. So I marked it into the fire equipment as out. So that one should be fine.
What did you say the turnout equipment came out of?
It comes out of the
Operating.
206, the operating.
It did, because last year we had to approve spending X amount of money, or allow him to use a credit card to do X amount of money. That kind of turned into a fiasco.
I still don't know why it would come out of operating, though. I just think it should come out of
Well,
equipment.
I guess equipment should be based on how long you use it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
to me, operating is your wages, your daily things you need, where equipment is your gear, your trucks, your hoses.
yeah.
I don't know, that's just mine.
Well, in JC's equipment, his thing is that it's to save for another vehicle or another truck
Another
or
truck.
another something.
Another
I'm
truck
sorry.
and no people to ride it?
I was there for an hour looking at everything they got. We don't need anything.
No. And I did tell them if that boat does not go in this year, I'm gonna bring it to the board to sell it.
Well, okay,
Because if you're not gonna use it for 2 years in a row, then obviously we don't need it.
so in the past year, I believe we had 2 recruits, then 3. We did turnout gear for 1, then one of them quit. Does turnout gear end up going to another person if they come in, or is that all
I think if it
personalized?
fits them.
We
If
give
it
us
fits
credit for
them,
the
yes.
one.
But I also know there's laws and rules in the fire department. We have a fire department book. We do. We do. Courtney found it.
Yeah, you can only use
When
them
she was
so
clearing
long,
things
too.
out. But they can only use those fire department turnout things for so many years.
Yep.
And don't they have to get new masks every so often?
Well, the township is different than a big city, so I can't
Yeah.
give you the qualifications they need to have the thing, but they're supposed to be tested on a regular basis.
Right.
And that guy comes in and says, this doesn't pass, that's it. That's a dead deal. You
Right.
can't use that or you're in violation, you get a fine, whole
Right.
bunch of stuff,
I
so,
think they got a company that they're contracting with, at least that's what I heard.
yeah, I
For
think,
most of this
yeah.
stuff. But what I was going for is if we had to buy turnout equipment for one person, then one person quit, and now we got a new person to talk about bringing in at the board meeting, we're gonna have to do turnout equipment again, maybe?
Well, I think we bought,
Is there money for it? It's in the, account
There's
it's supposed to
budgeted
be in.
$8,000.
I
And
believe
it's
it was,
like 2,500, maybe 3,000 for the turnout gear.
I thought it was
Am I close?
45, maybe more, but I could be wrong.
Oh.
yeah, we got credit for one from the company and they gave it to us. The turnaround was very quick. That the one guy that left early, but I think we still had 2, and then I don't know what happened to the second guy. The only guy I know we still had was Mason, and then he brought in a new name about 2 weeks ago.
Well, Mason and Allen, but I don't know that Allen came with equipment or what. He came, I don't know. That's what I mean. And again,
Oh, I
things that
see.
we don't understand that we need to figure out after we pass this, but
Well, even if it went from one township to another, he'd have to be, that equipment will need to be re-inspected.
Yeah.
don't know.
That's
From what I
true.
understand, Allen flits around quite a bit.
Yeah, I heard a few stories.
Okay, so
Nothing
are
against
we,
that, I guess.
are we good with 406?
Yep,
Okay, so now we're in Kevin's favorite fund, trash.
my favorite fund.
Your favorite
It's your
fund.
favorite.
It's not my favorite, so it must be yours. So trash. We were budgeted for 44,880. We brought in 490, 436. So now we are budgeted for 490, 500. That's That's what we probably should. I don't have you guys' name next to it, so did I tell you this? Did we talk about it?
Yeah, we talked about it. I was okay with the 495.
Okay. And Kevin, yes?
Yep.
Let me guess, I circled the whole thing and put a question.
Something like that, yeah. Compost permits, Kevin, you said that, this one sure, it's a compromise. Because it was 1,000, we got 2,300 in. You said 5,000, Greg said 2,500.
They want water? No.
No, thank you.
I got my coffee.
Wait, where?
Thanks.
Oh,
Gosh, I
compost
didn't know you had
permits,
water
right.
in there. Yeah,
What, water?
the covenant.
Yeah. So with the permits, okay, what did we take in, 2,300?
That's what it says.
So where are you at with permit? Okay, compost permits?
Yeah, so we took in 2,300 this year.
Right, and Greg said 2,500, you said 5,000, I compromised at 4,000.
The reason I say, or I wanted to bring that up is I'm gonna bring it up at our work session. If it passes, it passes, if it doesn't, it doesn't, but I want to generate some more money on these permits to boost the,
And I heard you, I think 25 is too much, I think 20 would be passable.
but, looking at what the amount of people that use it up there, I mean, we could generate us upwards of $7,000-8,000 off of that permits.
But you don't want to count on it yet.
No, but, I mean, for the amount of people that use it, for $20 a year, $25 a year, that's nothing. I mean,
Yes.
you know, and if we can we need the money in that account, regardless. I mean, we need the money to pay for this compost.
Well, yeah.
So, but, you can leave it there, or it's fine with me. I just think it could be higher, but could be, should be.
And they're only allowed to go into the compost when the guy's at the gate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wednesday, Saturdays, and then certain months, Wednesday, Saturdays, Sunday.
So what about the
Contractors or
contractors?
just general people?
Do they have their own key?
Everybody. Contractors got their own key.
Yeah, contractors got their own,
Okay.
but they pay $900. So if someone wants to pay $900, they could come in anytime too.
Still a dead heat between that and concerts for the most people in this township coming and going.
So I did put 4,000 in there.
Okay, that's fine.
So you're good with that? Greg's good with that?
Greg's not good with that.
Greg
thinks
doesn't
it-
think that there should
Greg
be that.
thinks it's too much.
Well,
It,
if you think they got 2,300 last year,
yeah,
so, and
20,
that's only.
25 is not enough. I would go to 3, and if he says 5 and you're suggesting 4, that's in the middle. I guess I have to go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have
I'm
to.
gonna say that there's also the addition that instead of, if you didn't do that and you had more contractors that came in, you could still make that 4,000 with that,
yeah,
with a
yes.
couple more contractors.
That's true. And I would like to see more contractors come
Okay.
in, but, we had a massive bitch about the cost increase this last time. They paid, but they bitched about it because it was so low.
Yeah.
And when he pointed out those other townships, how much they were getting, I says, man, we screwed up.
Well, that's why our compost looks the way it does.
Yeah.
Of course, they're all coming here for $200.
Yeah, if
whatever.
Yeah.
it's an extra
Yeah.
5 miles out of the way,
Sure.
then you can get, yeah. Okay, so we
Okay.
did that.
Let me stop.
Yes.
Slightly different thing. Does anybody have contact information for this, whoever it is, who supposedly was gonna come and take all those leaves, that I don't believe for a second is gonna happen? Does anybody have contact
Well,
information?
the last I heard it was Richard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Richard does, but I mean, None of us.
It's his buddy or whatever,
He
so.
hasn't shared it with anybody.
Actually, I talked to him yesterday about it when I was over there, and he said he was gonna call him next week and ask him if he's ready yet, now that the snow's melting, and,
Okay,
But-
well, you heard at that meeting, and I heard also that this guy has stoned him a couple times before.
yeah.
Anyway, we'll deal with it.
Yeah, I'm counting on it when I see it happen, and that's about it.
Be nice.
Yeah,
So the compost wages, which is what's next, we talked a little bit about that. That pays more than one person. It doesn't just pay the guy
right.
that is there on compost days. I think JC gets money out of it. I don't know who else.
Yeah, maintenance gets money out of it.
Well, Kenneth
And-
probably got his out of there.
Oh, yeah, but he's the guy.
He only made like $8,000 or
Yeah, right.
something.
Yeah.
And this is 16,000 we spent, so.
Mhm.
So with that, I know you guys have job descriptions and stuff. So with that, if the maintenance is getting paid out of there, what did they do in there? Do they have stuff to do in there?
There are buildings in there.
They,
I mean, what do? They work in there?
Oh, they
Yes.
got tractors in there, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they do the tractors and stuff. It's not the gate guy that does that.
Did you lock up?
they do, yeah,
Okay.
Is it 2:00? I said,
It's
I don't even know what day it is for that.
But
Oh,
we
that's
only
right, it's
have,
Friday.
we only have
Okay.
one account to get through,
Yep.
so we will
Thank
be
you. Have a good
done.
weekend.
You too, I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yep, see you
they
Tuesday.
also are, at times, are moving black dirt around, loading it for people.
I just want to make sure that,
That, I can tell you that whoever we pay to be in there doing what's called maintenance is probably going to be flipping leaf piles over more than they ever had before.
okay,
So there will be a percentage of their time that has to be spent on that.
so are we
If-
talking like JC and that maintenance, or the guy who's at the gate?
Oh,
Okay.
am
That's
I
it.
supposed to say something?
Nope,
Like a
nope,
number?
I'm ready.
12,050.
2050.
Keep moving.
So we have kept the same, the 16,000 for the compost wages as last time. The other question was the trash pickup. Wait a minute, where am I at? Weekly trash pickup. Kevin, you said it's 475, or I said it's 475?
Well, you said 480. We came up with a first figure
Yep,
that was 575.
yeah,
We
and that
found-
was wrong.
We found some errors.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
480 is the last figure I have.
okay, so I put down
Yeah.
475 because I think that was closer to what we actually have. So, are you guys okay with that as a compromise?
For 5,000, I'm not gonna squat.
So we
Well,
have,
that number, I'm
we have
gonna
430
actually give you, I'm gonna get the actual number, what we've taken in, so we can have a real number.
I thought we had what we've taken in, the special assessment.
Yeah.
495,
we don't-
490, 436, 31. That was the activity.
Oh, I didn't
and-
even look at it yet. Did you look at it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I did on the GL. I also noticed that the weekly trash
think we
pickup
paid
had
her
not
for
been
it.
paid yet for February. So this number does not include February's number.
I thought you said it runs through February.
It does, but I don't see where it was paid.
Yeah,
in
February was
February.
paid.
But, so I guess we need to get back on the GL and make sure that it was paid, because if it was paid, then we're perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's 39,000,
those numbers,
and so it would be 475 exactly.
Yeah, we had it on the
the
240s.
trash and,
You know.
the actual trash fund, now that they discover the errors, should never be negative.
I saw your article in the paper, or somebody's article in the paper. It was a big article. About Lyon Township suing GFL?
Oh, that was
That was
her take on our meeting.
The minutes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I didn't read it. I just,
It just says
we're doing something.
we're doing something, yeah.
Okay. So,
That's where we came up with the 480. We added on the 240s that may not have been in this figure. The 39,000 rounded off to 40 times 2.
that's what we did,
Yeah.
yeah.
And while we're on this too, I still have yet to find the special assessment to see what exactly is in that.
And didn't,
Like what does that entail? Because this is the reason why this fund is underwater all the time, is because the compost is in it.
well,
And I don't know if,
technically yes, technically no. It depends on how much you paid to get rid of leaves. Because the compost itself, it's got the 16,000, and that's the wages. And then whatever it costs for you guys to get rid of stuff, the
Yeah,
equipment rental, so there's 22,000. And
Wait,
then
wait,
the,
hang on a minute. Equipment rental that we spent money on last year, or this current fiscal year,
yes,
what does it say we spent?
52.
52.
5,200?
Yep.
Just a minute here.
and you,
Hang on, because I don't think. You don't have my paper there as to what I might have wrote there. That
You-
doesn't make sense because we didn't rent anything, we were down a tractor. All of the black dirt got moved for nothing. We didn't move any leaves out. Our tractor started rotating leaves. Does anybody remember that we rented or did anything else?
well, you guys had rented a tractor long-term.
Oh, that's the
Remember,
year-long?
they didn't have
Yes.
ast
Oh, that's the
hours?
lease, okay.
That's
Yeah.
at least 10
So
months.
that's why I'm saying that's also, so
Alright.
that's, what did I say, 21, so there's 30,000.
Yeah.
And,
We're taking in 490.
yes,
We're paying out 480, so that's
right.
why that fund is like it is. That's exactly why it's underwater.
Well, and we have money for repairs and maintenance. Let me look and see what else we have that we looked at. Let me see, professional and contractual services. We had it at 2,000. Paul had a question mark. Kevin wanted it 3,000.
Which one was this?
And that is
We only spent
the,
1,400.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
yeah,
What
that
did I
was
want
the
on?
801,005.
The question mark is there is because at one point the county, I had the
80.
county come in and do some emergency work at Phoenix Park because our maintenance crew was dragging.
Professional.
And the question mark is, I don't know if the money came out of there or where it even
What
came
page,
from. to
Pam?
pay 'em.
So I'm on page 27. Oh, wait a minute.
It should be right under council.
It's on 26, I'm sorry. It's the last one down on 26, and I did leave it at 2,000.
Yeah, 2,000.
I did, I was looking at a different
I was
number.
gonna say, wait a minute, I never said to bump it up to
Well, I see that Kevin said to bump it up to 3,000 on my notes, but I didn't do that.
Contractual and what services?
Professional and contractual services. It was budgeted for $6,000 last year, and
It
the
is-
budget, which I think I took your number on that, is 2,000 instead of 6,000, because we only spent 1,400. I'm wondering if that is not the people that come and grind and chip and,
We spent 1,600
No,
this
they
year.
didn't.
they didn't do it this year, so that's why we didn't spend the
No, the plan was
4,600.
for them to attack it in the spring. If
But
we are
last-
still going with that
Last
plan.
spring, summer, did they do anything?
No.
That's why I was wondering if the county charged us to come in and do that emergency work at Phoenix, if somehow it came out of that. Because I don't remember where the money even came from. I don't even remember seeing a bill.
Yeah.
They went to
Well,
Phoenix.
I can dig deep into that, and find out what it was.
They didn't have much there, but they did show up with a front end loader, went out in the water, fixed things. that were health hazards.
Oh, is that to do with the logs that were down on the beach?
Yeah.
I don't remember the bill either.
Anyway, let's not get stuck on
Okay,
it,
yeah,
make a move.
yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Are there any other questions on the trash? The employee social security thing, I think I left it the same. It's gonna be close, but I left it the same.
Oh, sidebar question, do we actually have a physical signed contract with GFL right now, signed by both parties?
No.
Okay.
I was
That's
gonna
what-
say, ask Kevin.
Well, that's what Bela is saying we gotta have in order to try and proceed to do anything.
We didn't want to sign one until we got the
Negotiations.
people straight, the residents straight on what we're getting charged for.
Is that straight?
So I guess we could sign it.
Are they giving us 1,300 and whatever off of every bill? Is that what it is?
The dollar figure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 39,000 something, and they're giving us $1,000 off of that, basically.
Yeah.
So it's
it should be
38.
38.
That may be where I got the 475.
No,
Sorry,
and that
just
was
checking.
only that they were charging us for places that didn't exist or something.
Yeah.
And we're not in our township, did not exist.
Well, but they said they got the list from us, apparently,
Well-
and they
I
took
got-
over, so.
Okay,
But,
just so I'm clear,
but my
that's
big-
not the overcharge we were talking about for several years that was possibly $80,000, or it's the
Yes,
same thing?
80 to 90,000. They got that number
So-
from American.
so what
Okay, wait a
happened,
minute,
Kevin,
I
is
gotta
we
know
have the
this.
original contract,
Yeah,
and it shows,
we're still under
21
contract.
it shows 2,100 or whatever, shows a lower number. But they were charging us for more people than the contract
Yeah, like
said.
60 more people or something like that.
I think it's more than 60.
Somewhere, I don't, yeah.
Yeah, so that's that.
Okay, for
Yeah.
my edification, please bear with me. That 60-some people that they already agreed with, there was a problem. That's not the $80,000 we're talking about in general overcharges for like 8 years, is it? Those are two separate things, aren't they?
So what they're doing now, the 1,300, that's the now thing. But the rest of it is the old stuff.
Okay, I
Going
still
back-
have to ask because I am not clear. You gave them all the paperwork for all kinds of overcharges, but all this time we've been talking about these other people, 60, 70 houses, wasn't it?
That's,
Those are all the same thing, or those are
Yes.
two separate?
No.
The past is all the same thing.
It's not, I gotta hear it in a way that makes sense to me. Are they separate things?
No.
I'm trying to figure out what question you're asking.
I'm asking if all of the money that may have totaled $80,000.
what's the
Yes.
overcharge?
Is the
and
overcharges,
60 or 70 people in this thing, are they the same thing, or are they
Yes.
separate things?
no, they're the same thing.
Okay,
but
so the
then
80
you-
grand would be tied into the 60, 70 people.
It would be signed into the overage, which I think
60
maybe
to
more.
70 per month, per year. For a
Okay,
number of the years.
because if they're offering us a deal for 1 year on that, and we're gonna try and get more because of the previous years, I don't think we're signing anything.
You know what they offered, Kevin? 2 months.
Yeah.
That was the.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I-
they gave us 2 months.
They gave us 2
They went
months.
back
Okay,
2
and they're
months.
offering a year, something?
No, they switched it and they gave us 2 months credit for those overcharges and called it good.
Okay, we sent all that crap to the attorney based on possibly 80 grand of overcharges, so that part is included.
Yeah, I don't know
here.
where that number came from, but,
With the 80,000?
yeah.
Well, you take the 70 times the monthly fee times the number of years. And I think we went back and we saw it was 8 years or 9 years.
I don't think GFL's been here that long.
I don't think GFL's been.
GFL was American Waste, and American Waste and GFL were combined.
Mm.
And American is the one where they have the figure
All right,
from.
well, we'll have to figure it out, because
Okay.
to sign a contract to pursue them,
Actually,
they kill us from pursuing.
I think we, aren't we, I'll have to look, but I thought our contract ran through this year. Our current,
At
I-
least,
I-
it
Not our
might go to
fiscal-
27.
Yeah, I think we're under contract, I believe.
But we
Okay,
couldn't find a
so-
signed
And
one.
don't get me started on that, because
Okay, but let me
they
ask real quick.
switched.
I don't think we still have a signed contract by both parties that we are currently trying to exist on.
I didn't sign one, but like I said, I think we're still under the old one.
But we didn't ever find one that was signed.
Yeah, we don't have okay, and, because if we don't have a signed contract, then what Bela was talking about matters, because he's saying, if you got a signed contract, that's different. All right, good enough for me for right now.
Okay, so with the trash, that's my biggest headache. We need to figure out either another $16,000 in possible income for the budget, or we need to cut out 16,000 in order to make it match. So we're spending 16,000 more than we're getting in. That's what I'm gonna say.
Let me ask you a question. When we did this before with Tyler and you and everybody involved,
Right,
he
that's
did say it is okay to run a budget with a deficit. Would that
He
be in our
said-
best interest now until we figure out what's going on with the GFL stuff?
Yeah, because he put that 77,000 that we still owed into basically a loan, a fund, someplace else. So it's still there, but it doesn't show on our books.
Okay, but I'm saying that aside from that, he told me that in any of these things, we could run a deficit. So
Yes.
is it in our best interest to just, instead of chasing $16,000, run a deficit and figure out what's going on with GFL?
Well,
Well-
GFL's not gonna fix the problem.
No, but I'm saying, we're gonna try and find 16 grand for something, and we don't even really know what's going on with these people. If it is true, as he said,
Okay,
you can run a deficit.
so let me try this again. This is just the budget part. So I'd like to see if anybody has any budget ideas, like compost permits. If we did bump that up to 6, there's 2,000 there. I don't know what LLB delinquent special assessment is. Kevin, do you know?
Where's that at?
It's on 411001. Apparently, they got 2496 last year, but nothing this year. And they got,
What page?
I'm sorry, page 26 at the top. And I show another, they got, yeah, almost 2,500 there. And then I show the interest and dividend last year was 1,200, almost 1,300. I know that's not much, but is
Are
there
you trying to-
anything, I'm trying to make the income more and the expenses less,
I get it, but you're staying in that fund, right?
right? So I
Is
made,
a possible solution, we pull money from the general fund.
I just want this one, because then I'd have to go back and redo all the general fund too.
Okay?
So, we have, the compost wages are gonna stay the same. We did the hazmat, we added some, did you hear from somebody that it's gonna be more? Is that why you wanted more on that?
For the hazmat for,
Hazmat waste collection, that's the one at the county, at the road commission, that all
What
the
did I bump
townships
it up?
pay for.
from,
You bumped it up by $500, from 3,100 to 3,600.
no, that's probably just me being precautionary.
Okay, because I told them guys that you probably heard something at the RTA meeting that it was gonna go up.
No, it wouldn't surprise me. I just don't want to end up being, again, the argument from the public is going to be, the headline in the paper is going to be, Lyon Township spends more money this year's budget. We're
Right.
not spending, we're allocating.
So as far as what the activity is, depending on what's been paid and not been paid from the trash department so far, we should be less than the budget, which is really important.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Where, did you run the whole thing based on these numbers, where we're at, revenue to expenditures, total,
For total, that's on the bottom of that page.
bottom?
And that's for everything, every single thing. And that's the so far, you still got March stuff. But at the bottom where it says revenues, oh my goodness, it cut part of it off. Where it says revenues, all funds, the 1,598,874.33, that's the activity till the end of February. And the expenses to the end of the February is 1,330,889.92, which means there's 267,984 that you didn't spend as of February.
So if you
didn't
wanted,
look in his
so you
bottom
take
drawer.
another, well, I don't know, what's the monthly figure?
I'm gonna-
70, more than that?
Maybe, yeah.
So we're gonna be to the positive
Right now-
100 and something thousand?
All together,
Yeah,
but you have to make each section match. I can tell you a big part of it is gonna be the fact that they didn't buy a fire truck. So that's gonna be,
Yes, that's a
that's
big
gonna
part.
be,
Don't you want every year?
that's gonna be like an $80,000 thing. They also got the $75,000 in for that truck. So that's gonna be more
yeah, but they
that
paid
we
out
didn't spend.
800,000.
Yeah, they paid out it. I
Right,
know.
but
She's saying
that was already set. They got that last year. So,
Okay, so for this year, these numbers are projected numbers, 47,000 in the black. Right?
where are you
So
at?
the last one, next to
No, yeah, this budget.
this
yes.
budget, yes. So
And that includes, like 16,000 over in the trash fund and,
So we're still projected, based off of these numbers for this, to the good of 47,000.
right. Last year's
Overall.
budget, we were projected to have spent 173,000 more than we got in. So our expenditure, our revenue minus our expenditure is a negative 173. We did not spend that. So,
So when Paul says, I can hear it now, Lyon Township, no, it's the opposite.
yes,
We did good.
yep, we just
No,
have
I'm
to,
talking
we have to
about,
estimate if there's anything. Did somebody buy furniture?
I bought chairs.
Yeah, but that's in
Furniture?
here. That's paid for it. I thought somebody said they bought a desk and some furniture.
Fire department,
No, I think it was here.
no, we never bought a desk or anything. Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of.
So,
No,
just, I'm
before-
good,
what I was talking about is that the headline in the paper will be like our fiscal year budget, not a particular fund. It's gonna go up because we're padding all this stuff. So we will get accused of spending
Oh,
more money,
But then you
but
just,
that's only allocated money.
you're right.
Yeah, we'll
And then
just have to explain.
Then at the end of the year, when you say, remember that headline you printed about Lyon Township spends more? How about you print a retraction
Yeah, I'm
saying?
sure that's gonna happen.
they
yeah, that
didn't.
ain't gonna happen, for
No.
sure.
You've lost your
It's
mind, Kevin.
news, and their job's to create news, so you know what it'll
They
say.
need to get people to read the,
And they do.
so will you check and see what LLB delinquent special assessment
Yeah, I don't
is?
know what that is.
What the heck is that?
I don't know. LLB.
LLB. And it's a trash thing. Oh, was that the, don't you get like a, not Camp Cornelius, American Legion, something that you don't charge people for?
How much money was it?
Everybody
Almost
pays
2,500. Huh?
Everybody pays trash unless they pay it for themselves.
But they have a dumpster or something, don't they?
Yeah. well,
Somebody
they
has
pay
a
for-
dumpster?
Yeah, they pay it themselves.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
okay.
I'll have to, do some research on that one, because I don't know what the LLP is, special assessment.
Okay.
Is that it?
Dum-da-da-dum.
Nice job, Pam.
Hey,
Are
thanks.
we done with this thing now?
Thanks for being
I think
quiet
we
so I
are.
get it.
So can we get a motion to vote on it? So
Well,
it's
let
all
me-
done?
Yeah, you don't vote on it till next time. You
Well,
can make a motion to close the meeting if you want.
well, hang on, we're not voting on it, but we need to approve that this is what we put out to the public.
Okay,
So are you okay with it the way it is, that we put it out to the public?
sure.
So am I. So I would make a motion that the board approve this is our draft fiscal year 26-27 budget for public review. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion?
Yeah, give me a minute to write all this down. Approved for public, yeah, okay, all right. No, I don't have anything for discussion, except for nice job, Pam, thanks.
Okay, being the budget, we should probably roll call, just that we're approving this as a draft.
Sure, Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
Clerk Kern, yes. Treasurer Top,
Yes.
and that's all we
Okay,
have.
so from
Three and
here,
oh.
we can make a desk copy, and we can put it on the web, and let the people who want to spend time tearing it apart go after it. It's only a draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
And before your meeting where you approve it, I will add the changes that we discussed today.
Now, and with all of this, the way it is, you had approximately how many amendments we needed to make for fiscal year, current fiscal year to match in the end? I don't need just a general, what, you had 8, 6?
15, maybe?
Okay. It's all right.
Maybe less.
Okay, so if we put out this as a draft, this would be a little side. I mean, if we send this out as a draft for everybody, but send it to UHY with your proposed amendment changes,
Yep.
then they should be able to give us a reasonable estimate that we can also take a look at. Okay, cool. That works. So my list for today, got one thing done and added 7. Who has more fun than people that work in the township office?
Well, I don't know.
All right, I'll make a motion that the meeting adjourned.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
12:25,
All those in favor, say aye.
3 ayes.
All right, opposed, the same. We out. Oh, public comment? Sorry.
Well, we missed public comment.
Great job, guys. Thank you so much
Oh,
for
there you go.
cooperation and helping everybody. So appreciated.
All right, so only 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, it's big business. This is the time where we gotta come through.
Did you say all those in favor?
Yes. I see.